There's a great big world waiting to be discovered, and for Santa Monica High School students, that world exists right in their very own backyard.
The things that they see on SpongeBob are actually real things that exist, and they're right at our ocean doorstep.
Samuel High's instructor of life and environmental science, Benjamin Kay, took his class on a field trip to the Santa Monica Pier.
I was definitely curious about what we would find.
What they found were plankton, which are floating or drifting plants and animals, generally microscopic, that live near the surface of the ocean or other bodies of water.
A lot of the students, even though we live in a coastal community, doesn't mean that they're always present and in touch with the beach and going to the beach with their families. So for some of them, they haven't been to the beach in months or even years. And so they're going back to the water, they're getting their hands wet, sprinkled with seawater all over their clothes, and that in itself, just being in nature is a really amazing experience for a lot of students.
As part of a hands-on approach to learning, students collected their own plankton samples and saw the diverse forms of planktonic organisms that live in the vast ocean.
Science classes are a lot better when you actually get to do the stuff yourself instead of just learning about it in books. And so I was really excited that we were actually going to be collecting plankton ourselves.
The lesson also integrates science, conservation, and math. To begin, students worked in groups and used a simple plankton net made from wire and nylon stocking. Students then lowered the funnel-shaped fine mesh net into the water.
It is cool having to learn how to use a tool that actual marine biologists use, and having to understand that process that they have to go through.
After a few minutes, it was time to bring up the nets and collect all of the plankton.
One of the zooplankton we got to see was called a zoe. It was like a baby lobster or jellyfish, I believe. So it was super itty bitty small, but we got to see it swimming around when the light was hitting it, which was really cool.
Students then made their way back to the classroom to take a closer look. They used microscopes and sketched what they saw. Jeremiah says the lesson taught him that even the smallest specimen can make a big difference.
It makes a major impact because that's what some of the bigger fish will feed on, and if the bottom of the food chain doesn't exist, then those animals that would feed on that would die, and then the animals that would feed on those would die, so the entire ecosystem would collapse if we didn't have plankton.
Mr. Case says experiences like this stay with students for life.
When I went to sample plankton with my marine biology teacher, it's something I still remember, right? It's those times that we do unusual things, hands-on things, outdoor education, community learning, where we actually retain, those life memories.
And teaches them the value and importance of conserving our oceans.
It does make us, I'd say, want to be more responsible and to take better care of what's right there at the Pacific Ocean.
It's important to learn about plankton and the ocean in general so that we can protect it for the future.